Hold on a second. There's something slamming around. I'm sitting right here, but I'm gonna wait just a second while everybody gets in here. But I hear something like banging against the wall. I don't know what it is. Hold on. I don't know. It was like the neighbor's kid slamming against the. I do not know what any of that was. Give me 2 seconds. I'm getting my water swapped out, and we shall get started. Okay. Alright, so let me hop over here. Oh, you know what? The palette cam's not plugged in. Let me fix that. See, this is why we do this, so I can go into producer mode. Wowee. Okay. And then turn this on. I should do a funny transition, I feel like. Okay, let's see. Fabio, are you saying you want something that is painted by me? I don't really do commissions anymore, but there will be some stuff for sale in the future. Just as a silent auction. Stuff like that. Okay. So, is there not a fun like transition option? I just literally have to click it. Nothing fun? Okay. Alright, we'll go back over here. Alright, so now we can see everything. Big shout out to everybody that's buying all the fun merch. Oh, so I do have one of these. So I know Sibling down in Australia, he bought one of these. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Pete got one of the Nagoya campus shirts as well. But so I've had this for like over a year, a year and a half, and I mean it's been washed probably quite a few times, and so you know it's held up pretty well. And then I have other shirts through the same like drop shipper that they pretty much are like trash after 2 years, but the prints usually last pretty long, assuming you're wearing them all the time, right? Like I wear my shirts, I mean, I don't know, once every week, once every 2 weeks, and they get washed. So 30 washes, 40 washes out of something. Okay, so here we are. It's Legolas time. You are Italian. Well, that's fine. Shipping most likely isn't too insane. But so the painted Lord of the Rings stuff is all going to be done through a silent auction as a group. Really, it's like I have no idea what that's gonna turn into, but you can definitely bid whenever that's available. All it is gonna be a on my website. So like you're on YouTube right now. So if you can go to the Facebook page, so right above my head here, you'll see the URL, so fb.com/the mini painting studio. As long as you follow me there, you'll be able to see whenever that's happening. And then I'll be talking about it too. So if you catch my streams regularly, you'll know when it's ready. But that will probably be right at the end of the month, into next month, if I had to guess. So like, I would say it would probably begin maybe like Wednesday of next week through maybe July 5th. So, you'll have a couple weeks, but all it will be is you'll just go on the website and there'll be some really nice photos of everything right all together, so you'll know what it all looks like when it's done. And then you literally just put in your name, your email, and whatever you think your bid would be, and then that's it. So pretty simple. You would just pay with an invoice, whoever wins, and then it gets shipped out. So but totally eligible. And if you're looking for specifically if you don't want the one that I painted, but you want the ones that I'm painting, right? All you need to look for, so if because I don't ship the 3D prints internationally, so what you can do is just find a 3D printer around you that is either selling the RNE Studio sculpts themselves, or like somebody on Etsy, right, local to you, or wherever you may be able to get them. So in case I'm misunderstanding, right, what you meant by painted, that should work for you both ways. So this outfit that he's wearing, I've already looked up, and he has like some cool, it's like a lighter green, and then he is wearing jeans traditionally, so maybe we paint it up like he's got skin tight jeans on, I don't know. And then so it's like a leather green for his bracers and the chest plate, and then kind of like a weird tannish green for everything else. And then the cloak, I'm assuming, is, you guessed it, the dark green that we've dealt with this entire time. So we can go ahead and get started. I'm gonna grab the jungle moss. That is the dark green that I always use. Go over here. And then I'm gonna grab, what would work for that? So the jungle moss, and then I'm gonna go for this like ochre tan color, right? So this is bronze shadow, and we'll actually mix this in with the jungle moss to do the base color for his just like shirt deal. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do like the cloak first, since we know that it's this color to begin with. I'm feeling much better today. I'm still like just beat, but I'm not coughing like I was, and I don't have any of the other symptoms that I had. So looks like all of the antibiotics, tomorrow's the last day for the antibiotic. Looks like they worked, so I'm very happy about that. Hey Chewy, yeah, I've got it for sale on shirts and stickers and stuff. I updated the merch store, and that was something I had joked about previously, and decided to get in the good old Illustrator and make it a reality. I wanted to do it on a hat, but the service that Streamlabs uses, they only offer embroidery, and I didn't want, like, that logo doesn't work embroidered, so that's unfortunate. But no, yeah, so if you go to Mini Painting Studio and just click on the merch button. Oh, I need to fix that URL down there, actually. The one I have on screen doesn't work. Hold on, sorry. You just reminded me. But yeah, if you just go to the website at the top, there's it just literally says merch. It's the same, like, It's done through, there we go. It's done through Streamlabs, so, like, it's on the same thing as the tip page or whatever. Let me fix this. Is that in the middle? It doesn't look like it's in the middle. It's supposed to be. Here, we'll just do that. There we go. Now there's not a bad link there. But, shouldn't be too hard to find. Alright, so, and they ship, well, what's funny is, like, people have put orders in, right? So, oh, you can't see it anymore, but, like, the notification, if somebody buys something, it, like, puts it up and whatever. But what's funny is, why is this over here? Let me see. What's funny is it's already said like the orders were shipping, so I got some shirts and some stickers, and a day later they're like, all right, it's shipped. So that's impressive to me for sure. Okay, sorry, I tested the notification because I haven't seen it in a minute. All right, so we got our base coat down there. So I'm gonna mix our bronze shadow here with the green. It's gonna be 2-part bronze shadow, 1 part jungle moss. Still a green, it's just muddy. It's like a diaper green, you know? Really, really good. Thin as usual, taking advantage of the zenithal. We'll probably have to go back in with something as an alternative, you know, shadow tone or hue. Underneath is supposed to be white, so like an under tunic, something like that. Oh, I think for the atelier stuff, so I think we're just going to do 2 hours on Sunday to get that over with. Because, yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, does Saturday make sense? I feel like it doesn't, so probably just double up. Sorry, there was like a weird... Oh, it was dust. It was dust. I was like staring at this little white spot. Okay, so we got that base coated. And then I guess right here too. I don't know. I kind of wish we could just do everything, but if it's got to be white. So that's cloak. That is armor right here. But it's hard to tell. So you know what? We'll just go ahead and say it's shirt. Not that it's a huge deal. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? That was a box that just fell. Okay. Yeah, that's the shirt. He's supposed to be wearing jeans again. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't want to do leggings on him. I don't know. We'll figure that out whenever we get there. All right, so what we'll do? Oh, and that was like a leather. So I'm gonna get dark. No, let's do intense brown, and we'll end up doing like a succubus kiss mixed with clear magenta wash on top of stuff. All right, so let's do the leather here. So I'm gonna take intense brown, water, and then 50-50 mix. There we go. With the jungle moss. So now this is like a sort of green, brown. So if we put it next to our other weird mix, yeah, you can tell. Definitely works. Let's do the boots the same. Okay, that will work great. Oh, let's do the do his arrow holster. Actually, it's called a quiver. No, it's an arrow holster, right? Arrow sheath. A bow bucket. Okay. Intense brown for the other leather, like the belts. Okay. Belt into the pouch here. What else we got? Alright, so I'm going to mix the bronze leather 50-50 with intense brown. Really, it's not going to do much, but just an alternate brown. I'm going to use this on the arrows. Then on the bow. Arrow is so funny on this because it's like, you see how it's sculpted? It's like the ending of an icing attachment. Alright. Oh, I guess he's here. Alright. Oh. Yeah, very true. Alright, everything else doesn't necessarily need the same wash that we're gonna hit, but let me double check the outfit here one more time. Ooh, did you like that? Alright, well, we'll just do I'll just do military blue with some black. Okay. Why don't we do... Let's throw some stuff on the base here just to wash it down. I'm just mixing the tones. A rare wet blending example here. We almost never do that. But this is really the only time I would ever do anything like that, when I know I'm gonna do a solid color. And then a darker color where the shadow is. Easy enough. And then brighter brown on the log. Cool. Okay. So this will also help tie together the whole paint job because it'll be tied into the physical palette that we're using on him as well. So, what did I say? We were going to do Succubus Kiss in clear magenta, so we'll see how that works. I was about to say, of course I need my magenta, it was hiding. Alright, so it was 50-50 Succubus Kiss Clear Magenta. I'm also going to add a tip full of Noir Black. There we go. You gotta go very thin here for this wash. Add more water here. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so that just means more water here. And we'll go to town. Of course, I'm picking a complementary color to green with the red. And, you know, avoiding Christmas as much as possible. That's why we went with the magenta. We're also not, applying it directly on top of like a bright green suit, so you can be a little bit more free with the actual wash tone that you're selecting. Remember, this weekend's gonna be a very busy weekend. We've got class on Patreon. We have double Atelier video on Sunday. That will have to be later in the afternoon, but... Or maybe not, actually. No, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Because I have a lesson from 10 to 12. Man, this weekend's going to be brutal. That's for sure. Now, we haven't used... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. The lighting and composition of all these miniatures definitely is not uniform. So I was about to say, like, we didn't use a color tone on anybody else that has the cape. But that's not true because Aragorn, right, had a bunch of object source lighting from his torch. Frodo was a bit darker. Well, no, Frodo was pretty bright, actually. I don't know. I mean, none of them are... They're all sort of the same, but they're all different, right? So I don't feel too bad about doing a toned shadow on top of everything. But you can see how that wash just sort of rendered everything out and then added a nice little color. Oh, man, I'm losing my voice. There we go. Okay, we just need that to dry, and we can hop on in and attack. So, while I'm waiting on that, I don't have the miniature here for this weekend in front of me, but Patreon next month, we have two very exciting miniatures. We are working on the $5 class. We have the Harpy Queen here, and the $10 class, we are working on this Chocobo Rider. So, very exciting. I know everybody is pumped about that for July. And then the Miniature Monday minis for July, of course, right here. We have the Elf Assassin. They're all missing their sand bases. They do come with themed bases. But we've got our Assassin, our Priestess here, our Queen, whatever she is. And then our Anubis. It's so hard to get these guys on camera just because the resin's semi-transparent. And then the big boy here. Big old skeletal mummy guy with guitars. Now these are mine. I haven't cleaned them up or anything, so they still have some sanding needed. Remember, next week too on Monday is our last Miniature Monday from the Signum set, so that's exciting. Using the airbrush to dry here. Pretty good. Okay. So, let's work on this lighter green. Why do I have... Oh, okay. Like, why is there a Pathfinder color over here? We don't use those paints. Then I realized it was like a copper weird metallic. Alright, so we need skin tone. I grabbed some regular old leaf green. Surprise, surprise, skin tone. I know no one saw that coming. And then I'm gonna grab regular jungle moss as well. And that should be all we need, hopefully, to highlight this stuff up. We'll probably go pink or something for the final highlight. Okay, so I've got some jungle moss. Here, I'll reset our camera here. We got a nice little cat here. So we got jungle moss. Not a lot of material to paint, but enough to count. Jungle moss. Then I'll do a tip full of our skin tone, and then I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that bronze shadow, because that's how we mixed the color previously. And I'll do another brush full, actually, of the skin tone here. There we go. Alright, let's see how we're looking. Yep, that'll be fine. Okay, so this color is good for a nearly identical base. So, may need to go brighter, but we'll just have to see. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit brighter. All right. So I'm really just going for volumes with this currently. No texture or anything like that. We're just rebasing. Okay. Back here, we can be a little bit more conservative with this color because of the shadow. So I'll just really go on top of the hip, about right there, and then I'll taper it down with water. Well, I'll just get a thinner glaze. Pull it up towards the area I want to taper, and then just grab some water on the glaze, like so. Just moving it around. All right, cool. So now we need, now what's bad is I wish I had a, well, that's the one thing about a restricted, like what I'm running into right now is I am sort of in a position where I don't have an easy mix up color. So I don't want to, but we need to. So I'm gonna take marigold yellow, because I feel like that's the only color that's going to work with our like weird little color shift we're doing. And then skin tone, and then that should get us what we need for the brighter versions of this green. So I'm going to do a brush tip of the skin tone into the same mix, brush tip of the marigold yellow, and see where that gets us. And that looks pretty good to me. If this isn't drastic enough, I will go one step brighter. But this could and should be pretty bright. Let's see. No. It's there, but it's not bright enough. So, I'll grab white. It's okay if it goes pastel here if we increase the amount of white. Because we'll just add a little bit more marigold. Yeah, well, so a little bit of the original leaf green back in there. A little bit, and I'm doing little tipfuls, marigold yellow, and there it is. So this color now is bright enough with enough pigment to make a substantial difference when I thin it to that 1-to-1 ratio. There we go. All right, now we can start the actual work. Okay. Going in. Oh yeah, here we go. This may actually be too bright, but just have to play it by ear. So you can see that nice little shift highlight I just did here. Oh, let me move in. I'm going to accentuate it a little bit. Now I know how this color dries. And I'm assuming this is some kind of like satiny material. Maybe it's even like green suede or something, right? I think really it's just some kind of intricate woven like embroidery, but we can take our liberties here. Did I even say that word correctly? Take our liberties. Take our liver disease. Another shifting highlight across. So how many changes? Yeah, and remember too, right? So like what's interesting is when you're doing volumetric highlighting and stuff like we've been doing on all of these miniatures, if it is a like it's kind of tricky because it's almost like freehand, because you are essentially creating a highlight surface that doesn't exist sculpted on the miniature, and being able to do that, it's very tricky. I mean, well, sort of. I mean, I know when I do it, it's not necessarily tricky, but it can be depending on the shape, everything like that. Let me reset this because it's doing the weird lag thing. Okay. But you can take something that's completely flat, right, and smooth, and the way that your lighting hits all of a sudden makes it look way different. So whenever we go back for our next highlight on the cloth, like this is really the base color, right? I mean, that's kind of the confusing part. Because I don't count the magenta purple wash that we did. I don't count that as a base color. I count that as like a separate tonal shadow And then like the first shadow color would have been the darker olive green. And then now like the actual color of this cloth is the color that I'm applying right now. And then the highlight color will just be like our regular highlight color on top. So depending on the sculpt, it can get confusing, but this guy shouldn't be too confusing. Pretty straightforward. And that's the thing too, so this miniature also doesn't have a main feature. So really, if a sculpt doesn't have a main feature to highlight, it's always going to be the face, and then typically like whatever the most cloth is that the viewer can see. And so with this, it's either the cloak on the back, but who cares about the back? And so really, it's this cloth right here. This is all very obscured. So really, for me, it'll be the face, the bow, and then this cloth. And that's really like the only place that will have the most attention put on it. Okay, so we've got some good structure going on here. All right. You mean for washes? Yes. That is the exact intent for everything that I do, is so that I can use, and I say it all the time, right? I am always trying to use my paintbrush like a pencil, and that always will give you like the best environment to work with the paint. I mean, that's like the trick. And then it depends too. So if you're having trouble, you know, the first diagnosis is, are you using a wet palette? The second follow-up question is, are you using the same, like, are you using parchment paper? The next question after that is, are you using a synthetic or a sable brush? And if all of those questions are, well, if all the answers are yes, right, you're using the exact same stuff I am, then it just comes down to literally needing to practice, like, glazing an entire Zenithal primed mini, and that's it. Yeah, so there's the problem. You will never be able to use the paint the same way if you are using a porous sheet like off a Redgrass or an Army Painter palette. If you're using like a GW palette, something like that, it literally just won't work. So, because yeah, all the people on Patreon that give it a try, that were using something previously, are like, oh wow, I can get the paint to do it what you do now. So, and some people don't, you know, they don't necessarily like that, and that's fine. That's so funny that we've had 2 wet palette discussions the last streams I've done. But okay, cool. I really don't want to highlight up that edge more, but I feel like we need to, so hold on. I'm gonna mix just like the last darker color we had here. Okay, make a glaze. I'm off camera, I know, there we go. To get it to taper, of course, right, you wanna drag your brush the direction of the gradient, like so. Look at that, now we're gonna have a really nice gradient. Yeah, that's the other trick too, right, is always making sure, like, that's why I will always have a wet brush, and then I mean, you just have to get used to the way it feels, right? Like, there are some factors into making it all work, but that's why all of a sudden you'll see me, like, freak out sometimes, and I usually comment on it, and I'll be like, yo, I'm in that, like, perfect consistency to paint, and that's usually what I'm referring to. Okay, so now we're gonna go marigold yellow, white, right here for our final highlight color. This is a nice, creamy pea soup color. Kind of. Yeah, it's a little bit too bright, but now I've got fans on in here, 2 fans on, so my paint is not ever really going to be nice to me, but we can try. Oh, thank you. All of a sudden, I see a. No, we haven't had those notifications on in so long. Thank you so much for the donation, though. There's no way we're making the donation goal, but it would be nice to dream. But it's nice to get any progress and survive. I feel like a cockroach. I'm like trying to eke out and survive. All right. I was about to say, is it going to be bright enough? And yeah. And I'm not sure what material I'm going for on his cloth, but we're attempting whatever we can. I just want it to be soft, I guess. What was the green? Well, I'm only using. What was the green you initially used to mix for a highlight? Well, the only colors I'm using are these, plus some white. So this was like the first base color. So this is probably not what you were thinking of or referring to. But it was probably skin tone. Little bit of this with that, and then I've just added white and more of these two. But yeah, so I am the worst if you all of a sudden ask me like what I did, because I'm not thinking about that. That's why I do explain, like I say it out loud when I'm doing it, but there's zero retention put into anything I say, so sorry in advance if I'm not super helpful. Did you guys notice, for those of you on Facebook today, is the stream in 1080p? It's doing that thing where randomly my streams are coming in 1080, which is like not a thing unless you're part of the gaming platform, which they told me I didn't qualify for because I'm not doing gaming. Which sucks because that's the only way to get monetization as well. So unless you have like a huge, 100,000 follower page or whatever. $1080p, that's crazy, man. Now all we need is for them to enable stars, and I can become a ASMR hot tub streamer, and I'll lick a microphone, dude. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube are always going to be the sharpest. Yeah, just pay me. That's like, if I have to threaten you with partial ASMR nudity, then yeah, that's fine. What, so does that mean we're not allowed to use the hot tub whenever we do the cabin painting event? No hot tub. I feel like this needs to be a little bit brighter here in the corner. Okay. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. I see how it is. Oh, you got, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, yes, I mean, everyone will know. That's funny though, getting a Patreon exclusive heads up. The only reason I'm laughing, I do always want you to remind me that you're supposed to get special things. So do always remind me, but it's not like it will be up for a while, like over a week, right? So it's not like you could put, there's no buyout price, I suppose. Well, I should say there's no minimum. That's probably going to be the worst part for me, but there's no, what is it, reserve, I guess. There you go. But yeah, everyone will be informed, because I'll definitely want to show off like the family photo glamour shots of all of them together. So this needs to be brighter again. I went too bright on the bottom there. Silly me. Okay, that's perfect, but that's bad, so. Just gonna glaze over it. Okay. relatively okay with that for now. I'm not like 100%. I mean, nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So what do we want to do next? Do you guys want leather or skin, leggings, bow? Bow? Is that a bow? I'm gonna get a clear purple. We'll do a wash on the bow real quick. You don't have to rush off to work. You get the day off. It's Friday, right? You're not like 48 hours in the future. Rare day off. Very rare. Oh, that's cool. Well, but do you get the weekend off? Or like, is it just Fridays off and then 6 days a week? That's like Sydney, where she just works 5 days in a row, maybe longer. God, she'd been going in at 10 and then she had to go in at be there by 7 something this morning, so it was an early morning, man. And I went to bed at like, I don't even know. I got all right, look, I'll be honest with you. We started watching Hunter x Hunter, okay? And I just like kept watching. We always just like pick a show and start watching it whenever we eat or something, and that's the flavor of the month. All right, so we washed that down. Okay. So why don't we go into leather mode? And so we're just gonna do the leather pretty traditional. We will glaze, so we're gonna do all the highlights in skin tone, and then we'll glaze it with a like green tinted brown, and it should look pretty good. So this is all just gonna be skin tone work. Hey, I don't know why. I just like got anxious when I saw your comment. That's funny. I always get weirded out anytime I always see people saying my name. So I'm just doing edges. No real texture. Oh, Jacob has you wrapped around his finger if you think he's nice. He always says such mean things. I'm kidding. Well, what's funny is I like joke. Actually, the truth of it is before I really knew him, we met at ReaperCon, and we took a photo together. And I remember I like captioned the photo, and I was like, he told me to just like shave my head because I was balding or whatever. And I didn't really like, you know, we didn't know each other like we do now. And so it was funny because I just made that up just like to be funny in the caption. But then like that's exactly who he is. When he's joking, obviously. I can't wait to find out when. Oh, make sure you text me too. Instead of call, like when you're coming into town, just because my phone literally is like it has automatically marked out of state numbers as potential spam, or like you know what I mean, like a spam call, but it's not. So just to make sure. But I'm excited to figure out if you're going to be here in an evening or earlier afternoon or whatever. Let me get some food, man. And I'll imbue you with make money vibes, and then you'll make all the monies. Alright, gonna back that out. So again, that leather, I mean, it looks cool, whatever it is, right? Like, it looks like a neat material. But we're gonna be glazing on top of all of it, so we're not too concerned. Alright, let's work on this bracer here, because we have a great exercise in volumetric non-sensory here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick my brightest spot right down the middle of this forearm here. And we will build in everything else around it. So that is how our highlight is going to be hitting right towards the front of the bracer there. Wash the brush out. Is this dark today? Have I been going way dark all day? No, that's too bright. He just has crazy God, there's something in my eye. He has crazy contrast on his face. Brightening things up as I go along. Just sort of figure out the structure. Trailing it down on the underside, just on the edges. Like so. We're not going to highlight up anything else. And then we just got to make sure to do the top edges on any other small detail. Like these little divots. Alright. Got a nice little highlight going on there. The inside of the arm. Pretty simple. Just edges. Glaze that accordingly. Is that a support right there? What is that? No. It's not. It's like gunk. What got lodged there? How did that even happen? It must have been on my finger? Hold on. What even is that? There we go. Came right off. Stupid. Okay. Should we just shoe? I feel like they do all the shoes the same. Oh no, let's do the bow holster here, arrow holster. So our brightest spot. It's going to be following that direction right there. Probably get away with a little bit more damage on. Well, I don't know. It is an elf. I mean, we won't go too dingy. But we'll just make that leather look sick, just like me. So I'm just going to be glazing this up, building it into the highlight structure. And my paint's very thin right now. I actually was just trying to do something that required more pigment. Here we go. Okay. So that needs to be darker. So I just painted over that to rework that section. Whoop. Okay. Okay. So thanks for joining today. For those of you that have joined recently, I know I'm not talking, and I don't even know if that was in frame because I'm seeing we're losing viewers. But thanks for hanging out. I'm just doing some confusing highlighting here, so I don't really talk as much. Having to put a little bit more brain power into this one than normal. Normally I don't have to think, I just go. There we go. I need to get in between the object. Now that looks sick, right? That was like the one thing I was missing. There it is. Okay. It's so, like, because you're looking at it and you're like, there's something, like, part of that reflection is lacking. And it's because I didn't have it going in between the object where it should have been brightest. Okay. So I'll finish this up relatively quickly here. Flip this upside down, gently push the glaze into the top reflection. Make a little line. Look at that, literally dirty water. Another application. Okay. Boom. Does that look like a shiny leather, you know, thing? Alright, what else we got? A bracer. Oh, I'm about tapped out energy-wise here. Okay, so that is going to be the bright spot, and we pull into it. Okay. Highlighting in. I gotta push up here. Okay, that looks pretty good. The shoes, we're gonna do differently. Okay, so I'm gonna grab clear green. Oh, that was bad. Let me shake it. So now we're gonna glaze his like armory leather. So clear green first. There it is. Okay, let's do a little test, see how it turns out. I think it'll be okay. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers. How do you buy primes? So you literally have stolen Amazon accounts? I mean, I know there are plenty of streamers that buy viewers, but I don't think you can buy primes. Like that seems a little far-fetched. Speaking of primes, though, make sure you get your Zenithal Prime merch. Go to the website, minipainting.studio. Click that merch button. Check out all the stuff we got going on. We've got the Patreon shirts up there. All that good stuff. Let's do the quiver. The quiver. Okay. Now then, it is supposed to be darker, but I don't hate it. Okay. So let's take our clear purple, mix it with noir black, and let's like pre-treat the rest of the leather here. So I'm going down the center of everything. We've done this before. We did this with we did it with Boromir, and I think we did it on Gandalf too. To like prepare leather. That does look really shiny though, right? It's always so intriguing whenever you can do sort of these very faint glazes that are really only meant to mess with the saturation, because it makes things look so like illuminated or reflective. Okay. Now that on the bow, I'm just going to use straight up marigold yellow. It's a little bit dirty, but I'm going to use that to start sectioning out little pieces of the wood here, and then we'll glaze it. But let's see if you can guess, for the chatters out there, if you can guess what color would glaze on top of a yellow for painting a wooden bow. You're going to see me going pretty crazy with the actual wood grain. Tanned flesh. Now, why would tan flesh... well, the answer is no. Tan flesh is too bright, right? So think about something that isn't brighter than the tone beneath it, because we need to be able to glaze on top of all the wood grain that's done in yellow. So what would be saturated by yellow, but be dark enough to still tint the wood to appear wooden or brown? Not purple. So what I'm describing, right? I'm just describing it in a different way. What I'm talking about, nope, no Howard. So what would be a base color that you would glaze on top of that? Right? So I'll just rephrase it. Like, think about what the base color would be if this is supposed to be a highlight that's going underneath it. I know somebody's got it. You've watched me do it too many times. Guys, it's Rust Brown. It's Rust Brown. Come on now. You know better. Intense brown could work, Fargo. I like how I didn't call you Howard. I'm sorry. Intense brown could work, but it has too much like white pigment in it. So we would end up getting like a weird pastel effect on everything that I'm painting with the yellow. So, I mean, you were thinking correctly, right? But you just have to think in terms of saturation. And it would, intense brown really wouldn't be doing it. That was a good guess. Okay, so this is gonna be brutal, but we gotta do it. Gotta do it. I felt like the quiver was brutal, but this is worse. But it'll be worth it. Brighten it up right here around the middle. The glaze will stick out a bit more. There we go. And then we gotta do more on top. But hopefully the contrast on this stays pretty good. It should. If I'm dubious, I can always use like an auburn shadow instead, so something similar but a little bit darker. Okay, I like this. I like this interesting development. I bet they opened it up and they were like... Or well, it got bounced back, though. It wasn't open. If they had opened it, though, they would have sprayed it with some vodka and, like, killed a chicken. Wearing all white. Leaving out glasses of water for their ancestors at night. All the Santeria stuff that I know about is from Joey Diaz talking about it. Oh man, I messed up today. I didn't take my expectorant on time. Well, as long as I take it before like 7, we'll be okay. Okay, that was so much work just to get a weird wood texture. And because I'm dubious about the glaze, I want to do it right now. A little test, just a little glaze test. If it looks bad, then we'll have to adjust. But it will be so worth it. I'm sibling. Sorry. That's not how you sound. You sound like this. But it'll be so worth it, mate. Wait, that's not Australian. How do you do Australian? What does a kangaroo fart sound like? Oh, it'll be worth it. Worth it, mate. Oh, hey, mate. It'll be worth it. Worth it. I don't know. I can't really do it. It always comes out British. It's worth it. Worth it. Watch out for drop bears. That's gonna make me cough. I gotta stop. Alright, let's try it. Let's see how it looks when it dries. Oh my gosh, it might be good. Does it look good? Did that work? Did our sorcery work? Damn, I think it worked. Damn. That's crazy. Okay, well, that was fun. I need an emotional second before we start the bottom half. Okay. And the paint has given up, so... Start at the bottom. so dark in this room right now too. It's like hard for me to kind of see what I'm painting, but even with the really nice lights, but I have to keep the blinds shut because it's so hot. It's like 105 heat index or something. Or in Australian numbers. Oi, it's fucking 36 Celsius, mate. Those are Australian numbers. It's pretty good, Howard. It's pretty good. It's pretty, I mean, very, very almost true in all instances for Oklahoma as well. That looks pretty good. I like that section. Maybe down the center of this middle part. All right. Hopefully I glazed about the same amount as the last time. If not, we may be in a little bit of trouble. Hey, we do have our rust brown here, so I'm going to go ahead and get the skin started. Looks like the glaze went well. I overglazed it a little bit though on the bottom. That's okay. It is what it is. I can go back a little bit though. So we can manually go back and kind of make things show up a little bit more. That's what I was afraid of though. Like normally it's better to, you know, I mean, I needed to test it to see if it would work, but it's always better for you to wait until you're done, glaze it all. That way you have the exact same amount of like surface tension, right, with all of the paint, and you won't like overglaze one half and not the other, which is what happened here. Of course. Okay, we just have this little top half left, so I'll do that as fast as we can. Okay. Alright, this side definitely is better glazed than the bottom. It was just too thick. It was too thick. Alright, so let's work on some face, huh? Easy skin time. Easy skin time. We got a little bit of time left. Thanks so much for hanging out. As always. Remember, this weekend on Patreon, we have our last class of the month. That is for the $10 tier. Always check out the Patreon if you're ever interested. Patreon.com/MiniPaintingStudio. We're almost to 80 people. We've been sitting at 79 pretty much the whole month. Thanks for the stream. Are you out of here? We're almost done for the day. Hey, what's up, Alex? Oh, you thought it was Ryan? Well, yeah, we kind of are. The Tuesday, Thursday streams are always 2 hours. Like, anytime you see the Lord of the Rings stuff or a Tuesday, Thursday stream, it'll always be a 2 hour, 4 to 6 stream. What's funny is I do see you say, like, thanks or whatever, or goodbye. It's just always, like, as I'm shutting things down. This drives me so crazy. Does that work? Nope. Damn, do I have to buy a new camera? I've had this camera for years. This one right in front of me is probably, like, 4 years old. Used for thousands of hours, so... I think it may be on the way out. Luckily, since it's the face cam, it's going to be ugly no matter what, so if I need to replace it, I can just buy, like, whatever. Cheap Chinese backdoor installed webcam, since Logitechs are, like, impossible to get. They were a few months ago, maybe they're better now, but whenever we were buying Sydney a camera, for when she thought she could stream, but obviously now her job makes it impossible, so... Unfortunate. She did draw me a picture of a possum in, like, a butthole the other day. Oh, I used to have it, like, right here. She put it on her Instagram and the Facebook page. Because she turned it into a tarot card, an illustration. It looks really good. Okay. I think his face looks pretty good. Pretty dynamic. We need to go brighter, but it's a good start. Now that was a little bit too thick. That was bad. That was bad application of paint. Hold on. Stupid. I'm confused because Sydney told me she thought she'd be leaving by 5:30. Maybe she did leave. I don't have Facebook open. And my phone is dead. Fake. I like the dice towers. Or sorry, dice tower that you printed off. That was like the multi-filament. I know that's not the easiest trick to pull off. I sold my Ender 3 Pro new in the box. I was too afraid to open it. Once I started the resin, I was like, I'm not gonna mess with this. I don't need something with like multiple parts. Am I rubbing the paint off the back here? Nah, we're fine. Okay. Got worried for a second. If Peter's still watching, I know Peter Adams. I know he had said like, you're a smart boy, you can figure it out. No. I was too intimidated. Just need to shoot photos, man. Yeah, a dice tower is the only D&D accessory I don't have. Interestingly, I've got everything else. I've got really nice, like every person at my table has a like their own little dice tray. Then there's like a community dice tray. And then, I mean, we got everything. I even have metal coins for every single currency in D&D. Like, a bunch of them, right? Like, 60 pounds worth. Or, like, it's just crazy. No, it's not that many, but it's like 30 pounds worth in this little treasure chest. So, I mean, I've kitted everything out, but I've just never... Back when I played in Norman, at Laura... the house that you went to, Laura's house, for my birthday that one year, she uses a dice tower. So when we played there off and on, I would end up using hers, but I probably don't think about it because, like, I'm always so far in the back of the, Ooh. Oh, you'll be here? Yeah, we gotta hang out, man. That'd be really cool. Or at least say hi. That would be fun. Okay. Oh, that looks awful. Why did I do that? Oh my god. No, 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 no. Why did I throw dots there? I had it tilted the wrong angle. Oh my god. You guys, don't look. Don't look. I need to fix this. Yo, we should have a 4th of July reunion, Alex, with the Norman crew from the birthday. They'd be down. Put one in matte white if you ever wanted to paint it. If I did paint it, it would be airbrush, you know, whatever. I'm totally fine with any plain old, whatever. Okay. Well, all right. So I mean, not bad for first day here on Legolas. Let's compare him to one of just sort of the regular lit minis. So, yeah, looks like our contrast is matching yet again. That's always a good thing. Oh, you know, Boromir is a normal lighting as well. Yeah, so we're fine. We're doing pretty good. I want to go back and touch that back up, so we'll do that on Tuesday next week. And we will finish him up, and then we'll just paint a weird little vampire. So, like I said, by the end of next week... Well, actually, I take that back. So, yeah, so Wednesday or Thursday of next week, I will have these done completely, and we'll have the photos done, and the silent auction will start, and it'll run until, you know, whatever. I'll give it like a week. And then, yeah, beyond that, again, this weekend, we've got Patreon and Poo Poo PP. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you find $20 in your pocket and a gift card in your wallet you forgot you had. All right.